Hello and welcome back. Before we talk about the new education system, let us analyze how the teaching system was working till today. Do you know the learning system that is being followed in India was first designed in 1835 by a British politician by name Thomas Macaulay. In fact, the education system that we use in our nation has been followed by many Asian countries and colonies of the British, and in general this entire system of education is called as Macaulayism, and it is very popular among all the colonized nations of the British. Now, after almost 2 centuries of the existence of this system, do you know what the outside world talks about the education system in India? You ask any global expert in education system about the Indian education, and although it is lauded as one of the best primary education system, they all point out to one major drawback in our education system. The drawback is that this education system has made every Indian and Asian suffer from a syndrome called as the Pinkerton Syndrome. What is this Pinkerton Syndrome? Well, this term Pinkerton Syndrome is derived from a short story written in 1898 by John Luther Long. The story was called as Madam Butterfly. As a teacher and educationist, I request you to read this short story. To briefly explain this story, the hero of this story is a US Navy officer called B.F. Pinkerton. He is posted on the port of Nagasaki in Japan for many years, and for his convenience, he loves and marries a Japanese girl. When the Japanese girl family sees the simplicity and politeness of Pinkerton, they are very much impressed by him. They allow their daughter to marry him, and later one fine day, when the ship leaves the dock, Pinkerton abandons her, travels to US, marries a white US girl and settles there. After Pinkerton leaves, he easily gets adapted to his American wife and leads a happy life. But the Japanese family is so obsessed by him that it becomes very difficult for them to live without him, and finally the girl commits suicide. Well, to relate it to our education system, here Pinkerton represents the Britishers and the Japanese girl is we the Indians. When the education system was introduced, the purpose of it was to create a strong clerical manpower for the British to help them administer India. Introduced in 1835, this education system changed the mindset of the entire nation to always think that whites and Westerners are always superior than us. We felt growth is nothing but to change from our culture to the Western culture. We were made to feel that the culture and civilization of our land was primitive, and if you want to get educated and knowledgeable, you should embrace the Western culture. The disease of Pinkerton Syndrome has led to a massive migration of talented pool of manpower from our land to the Western world. The biggest goal of the new education system is to free Indian students from this syndrome and instill confidence in them that they are part of a rich culture and heritage, and there is nothing to be ashamed about our origin. In fact, we are the driving forces behind the knowledge power of the world. Well, before I continue, I want to share some experience that we had in developing the concepts of this new education policy. When the idea of developing a new education policy was put forth, the very first question that sprang up in our discussion was, what was the purpose of education? And when we went through the answers, we were very much impressed by an answer which said that the purpose of education is to keep the citizens of a nation happy. We found that this should be our ultimate objective in education. Building a happy world should be the purpose of education. Taking this as our perspective, we then decided to study the education system adapted in some of the countries which are rated as the happiest nations in the world. Well, according to the World Survey, we found that from past 10 years, countries like Denmark, Sweden, Finland, Norway, etc. were constantly rated as the happiest nations in the world. We call these countries as the Scandinavian countries, and we decided to get some insights about their education system. It was only when we were in conversation with the educationalists from these countries that we came to know about this Pinkerton Syndrome. We had the privilege of meeting Dr. Uday Dokras and many key educationists from this region. The key factor that is part of the Scandinavian education system is imparting the quality of gratitude in the children. The very first feeling that we need to develop in children before we start educating him is the attitude of being thankful to God for whatever he is today. Gratitude is an attitude which gets instilled in children only when he is proud about the opportunity and facilities that is being given to him today. It is instilled in children only when he is proud about the land and the culture in which he is born. Whatever may be his religion, whatever may be his economic status, whatever may be his geolocation, the child must first feel that positive vibes about his land, about his culture, and about his nature. These positive vibes give birth to gratitude. And when learning starts with gratitude, automatically it will lead to a happy nation. When children come to learn, they come with two mentalities. A few of the children are very happy about their existing or current scenario. They have a feeling that they are very lucky to have such excellent parents, excellent family, lucky to be born in their religion or caste, and also lucky to be born in their land. With this attitude, when the child starts learning, it imparts a feeling in children that God has given me so many good things and it is time for me to pay back by contributing my bit to this beautiful world. This attitude makes the child gain knowledge for the welfare and development of its community and the country. This is one group of children who starts learning with gratitude. The second kind of mentality the students possess when they enter the education system is the rage mentality. Here the students are not happy about their parents, about their family, not happy about their culture and traditions, not happy about the land they are born, and it feels that everything it is around is a hell and wants to get educated to get rid of its current situation. They feel humiliated from their society and want to take revenge and want to show who he is to his society. And this rage forces the child to start its education system. Although this rage helps the child to learn faster, it will finally make the child very selfish. The knowledge we impart on children with this mentality will be of no use to the land, to the community, or to the nation in which the child is born. The major difference we see in these two mentalities are that the children who are learning with gratitude always appreciate all its experience, while a child learning with rage attitude always criticizes whatever it experiences in life. Imparting the state of appreciating everything the child experiences is the first key factor needed in this education system. During the child's first 12 years of education, this attitude of gratitude in the child to appreciate whatever it experiences and feel good about whatever situation it is in today plays a key role in the psychological development of the child. So now the key factor the teacher has to take care of is to instill this attitude of gratitude in our education system. How can we induce this mentality in our education system? We can induce this mentality by making gratitude as the answer for the question, why we need education? Well, in the education system, we have three questions that needs to be answered. These three questions are why we need to learn, what we need to learn, and how we need to learn. So let us explore the answer for these three questions in our next session.